So I wanted to show you how to use your CAS to solve differential equations, and I'll look at the example from work example 8 to help you with this one. So if we go into menu, the command we're going to use is called DE-solve. You can also type this in, and you can use DE-solve with first or second order differential equations. So you put your differential equation in with a comma, then the independent variable, so x usually is what's next there, and then a comma, and then the dependent variable, which is usually y. You can also use DE-solve if you've got initial conditions, or even if you have a first or a second order differential equation. If you have more than one set of conditions, so like initial condition 1 and 2, you put those in as well, you just separate them with an AND. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. First thing we'll do is just put in or use DE-solve, and I'm just going to put in the equation that we had in the book. Now what we have to do is type y, and then we use the dash notation. So go to the little question mark and get the dash, and we're going to put 2 of those dashes. It's a second order differential equation, equals, and it was cos of x, and that whole function was squared. We're going to solve that with respect to the independent variable x and the dependent variable y, and push enter. And you can see that's the solution that we got straight up with our, if I look back here, oh there it is there. That's the solution. So we can get that with our CAS. That's the general solution because we had no conditions. I'm just going to copy this now and put the initial conditions in. We had 2 initial conditions. I'm just going to put a space, then type A-N-D, space, and from the work that we did, our conditions were when the first derivative is 0, x is 0, and when y is negative 1/8, x is 0 as well. So let's put those in. So I'm going to put y dash, so that's the first derivative. When x was 0, that first derivative was equal to 0. So put 0, space, and the second condition was when x was 0, for y was equal to negative 1/8. So they're the 2 conditions, initial condition 1 and 2. And then you've still got comma x, comma y, because that's what you're integrating with respect to. Push enter. And what you would have seen here is that the solution that we get looks a bit different to the one that we had before. So we know the solution we had here was a simple one, but it had the double angle formula in there for cos. So we can actually get that out of our CAS. What we do is use our answer here, and we just type in the command tcollect. And you can get that under the menu as well. Tcollect is going to collect the trig terms. So tcollect, and then we'll just put the answer in there, press enter. Check it out, we get x squared over 4 minus cos 2x on 8, and if we compare that, yep, minus cos 2x on 8 plus x squared over 4. So we've got 2 versions of the solution there, one that actually involves the cos x squared, which we had in the original question, and one that does the simplification for you with your trig automatically, and that's using the command tcollect. So 2 really important commands for you to know how to use. DE-solve for solving differential equations, and the fact that you can use the little question mark for your dashes, for your second derivative or first derivative. And then after you've used DE-solve, you can use that for general solutions, or if you want to put initial conditions in, just make sure you separate them with an AND. Make sure you put your independent and dependent variables in DE-solve as well after your differential equation, and then tcollect, which is great for simplifying your trig.